In today's video, I'm going to show you how to change out the soles on the Janome AccuFeed Flex feet. Hi, I'm Kim Jamieson Hirsch from Chatterbox Quilts, and first I want to thank Janome Canada for sharing their Janome CM17 with me so I can talk to you about different topics on it. Like today, we're going to be talking about how to change out the soles on the AccuFeed Flex feet. Now, there are two AccuFeed Flex feet that come with this machine where you can change out the soles on the holders, okay? So when I talk about the soles, it gets a little confusing here. When I talk about the soles, I'm talking about this part of the foot, okay? This is kind of like the holder, this part here, but this is the sole. So you can see that I've got these two here, one very wide, the AD foot, and the VD foot much narrow. So it's great for getting into little tight little areas, all right? But you can change the soles on these, and there are additional soles that come standard with the machine. So let's take a look at the AD one first. Let's take a look at that foot holder that holds that sole. So I want to show you how to get these off and how to get other ones on. But before I do that, let's take a look at what comes with the machine. So you've got three other soles that you can put on this wider foot holder. And those are the SD foot, so stitch in the ditch foot. This one is a 1/4 inch foot. This is an OD, so you've got this guide here. So that's going to sew a 1/4 inch for you. And you've also got this one, the UD foot, which is open. So it's similar to the AD foot. It's just that it's open in the center, giving you a little bit better visibility. All right, so that's what you can do with this particular foot holder. But some people struggle to get the soles on and off. So I want to explain how this works and which direction I'm pushing things, so it might make it a little easier for you. So I'm going to be pulling and pushing here, all right? So it takes a little bit of force, so don't be afraid to use a little bit of force, okay? But don't go too crazy, right? So to take it off, I've got my 80 sole on right now. I want to take it off and switch it out for another one. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pushing back and kind of up on the foot holder. I'm going to be pulling towards myself and kind of up in this direction with the sole, okay? So back with one, towards me with the other, and it comes off just like that. So it takes a little bit to get it off, but you can see I've now got that sole off, and I just have the foot holder, okay? These AccuFeed Flex feet, they have this, it looks like little feed dogs. They're going to move along with the bottom feed dogs when you're using them, sort of like a walking foot in some ways. So those little feed dogs are still going to be on the foot holder, waiting for another sole to be put on. So if you were working with the SD sole, let's say the stitch in the ditch one, how do you put it on? Well, let me show you a few things first. On the foot holder, okay, there is an part cut out here, okay, a little inlet, if you will. So it's very thin here, and there's a little circle in this area here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, very small, but you can look at your own foot holder and you'll see it a little easier, perhaps. Okay, on the soles themselves, you can see on the side there's a little circle. It's on both sides. Well, that is actually a little circular area, little part here that protrudes. Okay, so hopefully you can see that there. So it protrudes inside. That's going to be what fits inside this area here. That little circle is going to snap right in there, right? The rest of the foot holder is going to, or foot, I should say, or sole is going to go back in this area. So to put a new sole on, what you need to do is first make sure that these feed dogs are inside the area of the foot. You don't want, one in, one out like that. You want them inside, and this is going to go down in kind of a scooping motion, okay? Down and up, all right, to get that foot, I should say sole attached, okay? So as I'm pushing this down and up, I'm pushing the sole back towards the AccuFeed foot holder. Oh my goodness, so many things to talk about. Okay, so let me see if I can get this in here. And it's hard for me to put this in when I'm trying to do this on camera, but I'm going down and kind of pushing up there. I want to make sure both are in there, so I can pull and make sure both are in there. Occasionally you might find that you get, one is in, the other one's not quite in. Just pull it back out and you can put it in. So you can see now I've got that in there. These soles will move back and forth a little bit. You can see that it's moving back and forth here, and that's perfectly fine. But when I go to pull on it, I can't pull it off, okay? So if I'm pulling this away, it will not come off. It shouldn't come off. Remember, I have to pull it towards me to get it to come off, all right? So that is the wider foot holder. So let me just move that aside for a moment, and the other soles you could put on with it. And let's take a look at the other one, which is currently the VD foot, or a sole, I should say, that's on this narrower foot holder. And we also have an ED. Now this is a zipper foot, so this is handy to have that AccuFeed Flex system working when you're trying to put in a zipper. And you take this off the same way, it's just narrower. So I'm pushing back and up, pulling the foot, or the sole, I keep saying foot, sorry, the sole towards me, and it will just come off as well. Again, it takes a little bit of force to get that off, but it comes off. This one looks a little bit different underneath, you can see, because it's narrow. So you just have that one in the middle, you don't have the two side ones as well. And if I want to take the zipper one, the ED one, and put it on, again, you've got the same thing going here. You've got the circle with the little slice in there, but this is a little bit different in that the foot goes inside. You can see the foot has got those little protruding circles on there. Okay, you can see that right there on both sides. They're going to go on the inside. This is going to be more on the outside, so it's a little bit different because it's narrow, of course, but I'm going to line them up again, and then I'm just going to push this part, kind of scoop it towards me. Okay, make sure I've got both of them in there. And I can tell they're in there because I can see that little metal circle now that was on the sole has now been pushed into that circular area, okay? This one, unlike the other one, doesn't really move, okay? That sole is not really moving like the other ones do in the wider one, but I know they're in there because, again, if I start pulling on it, it's not going to come anywhere. And I don't recommend that you pull too much on these because this foot holder is plastic. But you can see I've now got a new sole attached there. Now, I've shown you how to change out those soles on the AccuFeed Flex holders, but you may be wondering, what can I do with these different feet? Well, don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out this video, which has the information you need in it. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I release a new video. And for more helpful quilting information, be sure to go to my website at www.chatterboxquilts.com.